In this video we're going to continue working on our home page. What we're going to do is add some text, images and video to this middle section. Before we do that, I want to add some guidelines to the master page just so that we've got some better layout tools. Okay, so I'm just going to click Master Pages, Master A, and I'm going to click the top quick shape, and from the transform panel I'm going to set the anchor to bottom. And that shows us that this quick shape, the bottom part ends at 400 pixels from the top of the page. So we want a guideline to be at 425 pixels. So that's just 25 pixels below. And similarly for the bottom quick shape, we're going to set the anchor to top, and we can see that that is at the position 1170 pixels from the top. So we want to subtract 25 pixels and have a guideline that goes across at 1145 pixels. First I'm going to turn on the guides, so view, guidelines. Then I'm going to set the guides, so that's edit, page properties, guides, and I'm going to set the horizontal one, the first one to be 425 pixels. Just going to click add, and then the last one to be 1145 pixels. Again, just click add and then OK. So as you can see, it's added a guide at the top, which is where our text will always begin, and the guide at the bottom, which is where our text will always end. So it will never exceed that bottom guide. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the home page. I'm just going to collapse the master pages and double click home. I'm just going to add a text frame just here. Actually, I'm just going to zoom in a bit. And I'm just going to add just some title text about what services or what provisions that we provide. And I'm just going to make it bold and 14. That when I select the text from the swatches, I'm going to click the text and select scheme color too. That way, if I ever want to change the text, I can just go into the scheme colors and just change one color, and it will change all the text throughout the site. So I'm just going to add some images. So I'm just going to click the insert picture from file, select a picture, open, and paste it on the page. And that's huge. So I'm just going to zoom out, and I'm just going to resize it. So I'm just going to put it inside this first column. So that's where the width will be. And as I resize it, WebPlus will ensure that the ratio stays the same. So it will resize proportionately. And that looks good to me. I'm just going to hold down the control key, and I'm just going to copy it across to the next column and the third column. Of course, I don't want this image to appear 3 times, so I'm just going to click on it and click replace picture and choose the next image, and same with the third one. Okay, now that's great, but I can change these from just static images to lightbox images, so that when people click on them, they can see the much bigger version of the image. So I'm just going to click the image, right click, hyperlink, and from the hyperlinks I'm going to select picture, and from target window I'm going to select lightbox. I'll just click OK, and I'll do that for the second and third one as well. Okay, so that's great. So I'm just going to preview that by pressing Alt-1. And there you can see our title text, and as we hover over the images, we've got our pointer, and when we click them, we get the lightbox images. So that's great. So now I'm just going to add some text beneath each of these images. I'm just going to go to the HTML text frame, and I'm just going to drag out a nice little rectangle there. I'm going to go to text, insert, fill with placeholder. And just right at the end, I'm just going to add a hyperlink, so it's going to be read more. Okay. I'm going to make that go to our About Us page. So I've highlighted it, right click, hyperlink, and then site page, and then About Us. So I'm just going to click OK. And as you can see, it's turned the hyperlink a grey color, and that's because we've not added a default color set for our hyperlinks. So to do that, I'm going to go to Edit, Site Properties, Hyperlinks, And we've got 4 states for each hyperlink, so we can set what the initial hyperlink will look like, what it looks like after we've clicked on it, when we hover over it. So I'm going to set the initial hyperlink to be scheme color 3, which is our blue. Followed hyperlink can be grey, that's fine. Active hyperlink can be grey, that's also fine. For the rollover hyperlink, I'm going to choose scheme color 5, which is the green. I'm just going to click OK. As you can see now, it's turned it into blue, and I'm just going to preview that. And when we hover over it, it will turn green. Once we click on it, it will then be registered as followed, and then it will turn grey. So that's okay. So I'm just going to close that. I'm just going to make this a capital S, and I'm just going to copy this by selecting it, holding down Control, and just dragging across. So now I've got 3 copies of that. Okay, so now I just want to add a featured video at the bottom. So I want a title, so I'm just going to copy this down. Again, I'm selecting it, holding down Control, and I think about there, it's about right. Okay, I'm going to change that to featured video. To add a featured video, or any YouTube video, I'm just going to go to the quick build panel, and I'm going to select media, and I'm going to drag YouTube to the page, and it will ask me for the ID of the YouTube video. I've already selected one, so I'm just going to go to my browser, and at the top I'm going to copy the address, so that's just Control C, just going to minimize that, and Control V to paste it in there. You can select any of the options that you want. I don't recommend selecting autoplay, that might just scare some of your visitors off. And then I'm just going to click OK, and it will paste it onto the page. Okay, now that's a little bit too big, so I want to resize it. And when I resize a YouTube video, it won't hold its proportions. You can make it skinny, you can make it wide. So to make sure that it's still proportionate, I'm going to hold down the Shift key. And then I'm just going to make it fit our column. And I'm just going to push it down just a little bit. Okay, so we've added our video. Now I just want another little bit of title text, and then just some more text, and then maybe a button that leads to another page. So I'm just going to copy this title, and I'm just going to copy this HTML frame, I'm just going to insert more placeholder text. I'm just going to break it up a little bit. Okay, that looks fine to me. So I'm just going to add a button. I'm going to go to the quick builder again, and this time I'm going to choose navigation items and then just drag a button to the page. And I'm going to select the same one that we used above, so I'm just going to go for this one, and I'm just going to give it a label of find out more. I'm going to make it hyperlink to our contact page, and I'm just going to click OK, and it will be pasted to the page. I'm just going to close that. Okay, again, so I'm just going to put that to the bottom of the page, and maybe I'll have to add one more paragraph of placeholder text, just like that. You'll have more time to play about with it than I do, so hopefully you'll do it much better. Okay, so that looks fine to me. Okay, so let's just preview that page. So I'm just going to press Alt-1. And that looks good to me. So we've got our button with its nice rollover state. We can play our video. So that's cool. And we've got our lightbox. Okay, so that looks pretty good for our home page. Okay, so I'm just going to save that. and it says, do you want to save the assets pack? And this is because we added a slider, so I'm just going to click yes, and we'll ask you where to save it. So this is the one that I've been working with. So I'm just going to click save, and yes, and it's saved. Okay, so I'm just going to close down WebPlus now, and on my desktop I've got a folder which contains the file that we've been working on, the images, and an empty folder that's called backups. And at this stage I've done enough work that I actually want to make sure that I make a backup of the site. So I'm just going to click on it, Control C, go to my backups folder, Control V. And I'm just going to label it 1 dash, and at the end I'll just put another dash, and then maybe what I've accomplished so far. So just homepage complete. Okay, and every time I do a significant amount of work, I add another backup here. That way if something goes wrong and I lose the site that I'm working on, or if I want to start a new site, I can then just pick up from wherever I want to and just continue working from that. So I recommend that you do that as the bare minimum, especially if you're not backing up your entire hard drive like you should be. Okay, so join me in the next tutorial, and we'll be working on the footer, and we'll create another master page for our other pages.